Assalamu alaikum listeners, welcome to the show Spin-Off. This is your RJ Faisal Ilyas. Two more matches have been played in T20 World Cup and another two games to be played this day today as well. So in today's show we'll analyze the two games that have already been played. One was between Sri Lanka and South Africa, and the another one was between Afghanistan and Uganda. The first game where Sri Lanka and South Africa played was more important for us because this game was played between two big teams, and also from the fact that Pakistan also has to play in the same ground against mighty Indians on 9th June. The first game that we are going to analyze today is the one that was played between Sri Lanka and South Africa. Sri Lanka won the toss and surprisingly they opted to bat first on a ground which is producing this kind of a game for the first time. So I want you guys to also tell us as to what went wrong with Sri Lanka, because they scored only 77 in 19.1 overs and South Africa won the game by 6 wickets and 22 balls were left when South Africa won the game. So you guys have to text in on our WhatsApp numbers that you already have and tell us as to what has actually gone wrong with Sri Lanka. If we talk about how Sri Lanka batted, their senior most player Kushal Mendis was able to score some runs. He scored 19 runs off 30 balls. Angelo Matthews, who is the most senior in the team, also managed to get into the double figures. He scored 16 runs off 16 balls. Then another Mendes was able to score 11 runs off 15 balls. If we talk about South African bowling, their pace attack was very strong yesterday, and Nokia, who has come back from some sort of injury, was able to take 4 wickets and conceding just 7 runs. By the way, this is his one of the best performance, and his last best performance was also for 4 wickets, but he conceded 10 runs at that time. So great bowling by Nokia, and his performance ensured that South Africa wins the game by such a big margin. And why this game is important, because Pakistan is also going to play on the same ground on 9th of June with India. So I want you guys to also give your feedback as to what has gone wrong with Sri Lanka and what should be the strategy from Pakistan on this same ground. We asked one question from you yesterday as well as to what do you think is the playing 11 that Pakistan should go for, and there are a lot of question marks with Pakistan team right now. There are questions on who's going to open the innings. There are questions on which spinners we'll go with, and the kind of wicket that we have seen in New York, it is very evident that this pitch is going to support pacers, and we have good pacers in shape of Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf. Mohammad Amir has made his comeback. Imad Wasim is also there as a spinner. I also want you guys to tell us as to what do you think about the comeback of Imad Wasim and Mohammad Amir. Are they going to do well in these conditions? One of the things that goes into their favor is that both of these players have played Caribbean League for many years. This is going to help them because they can assess the conditions better than other players. By the way, Azam Khan and Saim Ayub have also done very well in Caribbean Leagues. And if you talk about Azam Khan, there are a lot of things going on with this player. We want to support him because he's going through such a bad time where there is a lot of trolling on social media pages against him, and we've also got to know that he has removed all the posts from his Instagram page. So we don't know exactly as to what the reason is, but I want you guys to comment on this thing as well as to how bad is it to troll somebody this much that he has to come out of all of his posts on Instagram. And he's part of our T20 squad. Do you think that we all of us should support him? Do you think that and we've also seen that he's not part of the activities that are happening over there in US and West Indies? Our team is there. We've seen them enjoying in cowboy caps, and there are a lot of activities happening over there. I want your feedback on whether Azam Khan should be should not be trolled that much, and how we can support him in a way that even if he doesn't play for Pakistan in T20 in the first 2-3 games, he should be relaxed and he should be enjoying his tenure with Pakistan team, because at the end of the day he's a youngster, and we all support him because he's already part of the team. And whatever lacking that he's having with his batting and keeping, I'm sure he is going to improve on that. We have seen him play so well in different leagues, but for playing for Pakistan he has to prove a lot of stuff. So in today's show, we'll also analyze some of Pakistani players, because Pakistan has to play their first game on 6th of June, where they are going to take on USA, and that will be the game where Pakistan will not just start their campaign, but they'll have to answer a lot of questions on their opening slot and all of the questions that are being asked. So all of them are trying to say that Azam Khan is not that fit, and whether he should be part of the team or he should not be part of the team, whether he has come through the process or he has taken a route where he has come to the team very early. So all of these questions are coming in. So I want you guys to come up with the answers as well, as in whether you think that Azam Khan is unfit or he should have come up through a complete process or not, and comparing him with other keepers, like we have Usman who can keep, Rizwan has been the keeper for such a long time, and we have Hasibullah who's a left-handed batsman in the ranks. We know Haris, he played so well in the last T20 World Cup for Pakistan, helping Pakistan to win matches against South Africa and Sri Lanka last year, in the last tournament. So we can compare him with all of those keepers, and we can then answer whether Azam Khan deserves to be in the team or he doesn't deserve to be in the team. And we can also take your point of view on how his fitness is. When we look at it, we see that he has to improve a lot, and I'm pretty sure that he will do it with time, because he's young, he's part of the team, and since he's part of the team, we have to support our team, and we expect that we start off the tournament well. And when we have to play against India on 9th of June, the same ground where South Africa and Sri Lanka have played the game. So we'll talk a little about South Africa and Sri Lanka more, because this game has had very few runs, and because of those few runs, there are a lot of records that Sri Lanka has beaten, because this 77 was the lowest total that Sri Lanka has scored in T20Is that they have played, 7th lowest total by a team in the first innings in T20 history, 14th lowest total in T20 World Cup history in the both innings combined. So it was a complete low scoring affair. The good things with South Africa was that their fast bowling came to party, especially Nokia bowled so well. So and the good thing for Pakistan as well is that this match is going to help them prepare well for the game against India. Although the first game that Pakistan is going to play is going to be against US, where the conditions in Dallas look to be better, where USA and Canada played their first game. So we expect that game to be a little high scoring game, but with India playing in New York could be a little challenging. But again, Pakistan has a good side in terms of fast bowlers, so we'll still feel that we have more chances than India to win that game. Alright, so the next game that happened in the last 2 days is between Afghanistan and Uganda. These two teams are way apart in terms of their international records. Afghanistan obviously is the emerging team in the last 2-3 years, and they have superstars like Zadran and Ibrahim Rahman. All of these players are doing so well, and their captain himself, Rashid Khan, is the key player for Afghanistan, and this year he's doing the captaincy for them. So this game also was a high scoring game. Afghanistan was asked to bat first. They were able to score 183 runs for 5 wickets, and in response, Uganda got out very cheaply, because obviously this playing against Afghanistan is not that easy, especially against the bowlers like Fazlul Haq Farooqi, who is a very good left-arm pacer, who was able to take 5 wickets of just 9 runs, which was the best performance for Afghanistan for a long time, and he was the one who turned out to be the man of the match for this game. But Afghanistan starting their campaign with such a big win is a very, very encouraging sign for them. And Uganda bowled out for just 58 runs, so nothing much to talk about their batting. But in terms of Afghanistan's bowling and batting, they have a perfect start. And remember, Pakistan was not able to beat them in the 50 overs World Cup, so we'll have to wait and see as to how Pakistan performs if they have to play against Afghanistan. So this game also gives you some of the understanding about how they have to go with Afghanistan when they have to play Afghanistan in the upcoming games. All right, and we'll in today's show we'll also talk about the 2 games that are going to be played. One is between England and Scotland, and the another one is between Netherlands and Nepal. But the game between England and Scotland is having a lot of importance, because England is the team which is the two-time winner of this tournament, and they are the reigning champions. So we'll have to see as to how they start their campaign this year. Alright, so the game that's to be played today is a big game because it's between England and Scotland. These two neighbors have a history while playing against each other, and England, like I said, are the defending champions of T20 World Cup. If we remember last T20 World Cup, they beat Pakistan in the final in Melbourne ground. It was an exciting game, but England turned out to be the winners. So they are taking on against Scotland today to start their T20 World Cup campaign, and we'll have to see as to how this team performs under Jos Buttler, who is in great form. We have seen how he played in the last series between Pakistan and England, and also his performances in IPL have been very, very strong. And like we discussed before, that England is the team which is one of the most successful team in T20 World Cups, winning T20 World Cups twice, once in 2010 and another in 2022. And the most interesting fact again about England also is that England in 2010 won the World Cup in West Indies. So the only team that has won T20 World Cup in West Indies is England, and England is a strong side. They have complete side. You talk about their pacers, Mark Wood and all of these guys. You talk about their spinners, Moeen Ali and Rashid, and you talk about their openers, Buttler himself. So this is a complete team, and it will be important to see as to how they performed today in the game against Scotland. But they have a history against Scotland. If we remember one of the World Cup matches where they got beaten by Scotland, so we'll have to see as to how Scotland goes about it. And we've already discussed that all of the 20 teams participating in this World Cup have come out through a complete competition, so no team is simple. We've already seen how PNG gave a tough time to the hosts West Indies. So this could be another game between Scotland and England where Scotland can come hard against England. And generally when a very big team plays against a normal competing team, it might happen that the team which is an underdog can do better against a big team. But England is a very strong side, and in 2010 they were under the captaincy of Paul Collingwood. This time around they are under the captaincy of Jos Buttler. So we'll have to wait and see as to how this game goes on. If you talk about Scotland, this is their 6th appearance in a T20 World Cup. They have played the 2007, 2009, 2016, 2021 and 2022 editions of the tournament, but they have never been able to go past the first stage of the tournament. So this could be the year, this could be the season of T20 tournament where they go past this barrier and go out of this first stage and go to the Super 8 stage of the tournament. But we'll have to wait and see as to how it goes on. Alright, so we have spoken something about Azam Khan, and we are seeing that a lot of messages are coming in, and I expect you guys to come up with the solution as well as to what Azam Khan should do over there in US, and we expect that he's gonna get better with time, and if he gets to play 1 or 2 games, I think things will change from there on. Alright, so coming back to the next game that is gonna be played today at 8:30 p.m. Pakistan time is Netherlands Nepal. And if you talk about Netherlands, we all know we have to be very thankful for this team, because in 2022 when they beat South Africa, we were able to go through to play the semi-finals, and in semi-finals we beat New Zealand, and we play the finals against England, although we lost the finals. But Netherlands was the team which beat South Africa to help us go through the next stage. We'll talk about this match in more detail, but we'll now go back to some of the statistics, because we've spoken about Azam Khan, we have spoken about problems, but we have not seen as to what our strength is. Pakistan team's strength is Babar Azam, Rizwan, and all of these marquee players, Shaheen Shah, Haris Rauf. All of these players are outstanding players, and they can do big things for Pakistan. So first we'll talk about some of the records of Babar Azam, because recently we have seen that there's a lot of discussion on whether Babar and Rizwan should open. If you look at these statistics, you will say that these are the 2 openers that you have that should play for Pakistan as openers. If we talk about Babar Azam, in 2020 his strike rate was 144.5, and he scored 276 runs rather in 2020. If you look at his graph, he's doing very good in the last 4-5 years. If you talk about 2024, he's scored 538 runs, which means almost the double of what he scored in 2020. So he's getting better. His strike rate has got better as well. If you talk about 2023, his strike rate was 146. So what do you think about Babar Azam? Should he bat at number 3, which he has tried in the last few matches, or he should still open with Rizwan? Because in big games we have seen, who can forget the game between India and Pakistan in UAE, where Pakistan beat India by 10 wickets. So what is your take on this? I want you guys to text in to our number, WhatsApp number 0314-289-8989, and give your feedback on Babar Azam, whether he should play as an opener or he should come down the order as one down player. Then we move to Mohammad Rizwan, the warrior who has done so much for Pakistan team, and if he and Babar click, then there is every chance that we are going to win all of the games in the World Cup, especially the game that's going to happen on 9 June between India and Pakistan. If we talk about his records, in 2020 he was able to score just 133 runs at the strike rate of 127.9. But when you see 5 years down the line, 2024, his strike rate has improved. His strike rate right now is 134.4, and he has scored 406 runs already in the year 2024, which is only halfway down. He still has 6 months in this year, so he's been doing so well for Pakistan. If you compare him with himself in the year 2020, he's scored almost more than 3 times what he's scored in 2020. We are talking about some of the strengths of Pakistani team, because when we talk about Babar Azam, when we talk about Rizwan, and in bowling Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, all of these players are the ones who have made Pakistan earn the top spot in T20 format, and we've seen our team was the side to beat in past 2-3 years, but last 6 months or so have been difficult for us. But this T20 tournament is going to lift this team up once again. This is why we are talking about the strengths of our team. We've just spoken about how Babar Azam has done in the last 5 years, similarly how Rizwan has performed so well in the last few years. And with Rizwan, the one question also that pops up in our mind is whether he should be keeping for Pakistan again, because we have seen in the series against England, he was completely not touching the keeping gloves, so which is a worrying sign as well for some of the fans of Rizwan, because we've always seen him do keeping and do it so well for Pakistan. And as far as we know that for some of the players to play multiple roles in a team is also important. It may affect your batting as well if you're not doing the keeping. This we have heard from the likes of Rashid Latif and Moin Khan, because when you play a keeper as a fielder, it puts on his mind that his place could be on stake if he doesn't bat well. So keeping also helps you retain your place in the side. Although for a player like Rizwan, this should not matter that much, but we want to see him keep the wickets for Pakistan. Another option that we have is Usman, who is in the side, who can also keep wickets. Haris, who was the key player in the last T20 World Cup, is not part of this year's World Cup. So the keeping will be done either by Rizwan, Azam Khan or Usman. You guys can also contribute with your WhatsApp messages towards our numbers, where you can tell us as to who you think should be keeping for Pakistan. When we talk about bowling, we have already spoken that in New York especially, the fast bowling is going to be the key, and your players, especially Haris Rauf and Naseem Shah, they're both coming up after some sort of injury. We have seen that Haris Rauf is doing well after the injury. He did well in the series against England, but Naseem Shah is struggling a little after his great efforts to make Islamabad win the tournament, but his performances in international cricket are a bit sketchy. We've seen that in the series against England he conceded a lot of runs, so we'll have to see as to how he performs in the first 2 matches, the one between Pakistan and US, and the most important one between Pakistan and India. But we know how Naseem Shah is. He's a genuine cricketer. He's not just a great bowler, but he puts his body on the line when it comes to fielding, and he's great when it comes to make some runs and chip in when he comes out in the ground while batting. Alright, so we'll look at some of the records of Haris Rauf, because he's the one who is making a comeback after slight bit of injury, but he's done well in the last 2 games in England. So he's taken 29 wickets in the overs between 1 and 10, and his average is 29.3. His economy rate is 8.5, which is not bad for a bowler like him who bowls at a very good brisk pace. So his record is very good. When we talk about his bowling in the last 10 overs between 11 and 20, he's taken 67 wickets. His average is 17.6 and his economy is 8.1, which is outstanding. And when you look at these statistics, you can clearly say that he is the bowler for the last 10 overs, because his average is very good while bowling between 11th and 20th over, and his economy is also great. When we see that in T20 cricket, last 6-7 overs, last 3 or 5 overs are especially are the overs where batters are trying to attack. So Haris Rauf has very good record. And when we talk about his overall approach in the game, because in T20 it's not just one aspect of the game, you have to look at the complete package. He's great when it comes to analyzing him as a complete package. Alright, so we are talking about the strengths of Pakistani team, because Pakistan has to play their first game in T20 World Cup, which is happening in US and West Indies, the 9th edition of T20 World Cup. Pakistan has to play their first game on 6th of June, and they will be against hosts USA. And we've already seen how US can do well in their own conditions, and this game is going to be played in Dallas, which is showing that it's a high scoring pitch where US was able to score big runs against Canada. So we are looking at what are the strengths of our team. We just spoke about how Haris Rauf, how Babar Azam, how Rizwan have been the heroes for Pakistan team. So now the player that we are going to analyze is one of his kind, Shaheen Shah Afridi, the left arm pacer, and one of the players of Pakistan team who has made Pakistan win a lot of matches. If we look at his overall statistics, he has taken 91 wickets at the average of 20.4, and his economy is 7.73. Outstanding statistics. We'll also see as to what he has done in the first 10 overs and how he's been useful in the last 10 overs, because it's very important to break down this record so that we get to know as to which bowler has done well in the first 10 overs or in the last 10 overs. And one thing with Shaheen Shah Afridi is that he is used to produce wickets early on. This is something which is missing in the last few I would say 8 to 10 months, where he's not been able to take many wickets in the initial stage of the game, which is the key for Pakistan. If you play against big teams, if you get their openers early, that is the time when you can make the other team play the defensive game, because T20 is all about momentum. If you get the momentum in the beginning of the game, then the game is in your hand. At least 30-40% the game is in your hands if you are able to get their openers early in the game. So Shaheen Shah Afridi, like I said, in the first few overs he's very strong. His first 10 overs, in his first 10 overs he's been able to take 37 wickets at an average of 23.9 with the economy of 6.9, and in the last 10 overs he's been able to take 54 wickets at an average of 17.9 and at the economy of 8.7. Alright, so his records are very good. Obviously he's one of the best bowlers for Pakistan. The time is up for today's show. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I want all of you guys to stay tuned to FM 89 for this sports update and T20 World Cup throughout the month of June between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. daily. And if you want to see me on TV as well, you have the chance to see me on Dawn News between 5 and 6 p.m. every day in the show replay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep listening to City FM 89. This is your RJ Faisal Ilyas signing off.